Do you know what? Fairs. You know, sometimes you just got to hold your hands up and say, do you know what? Fair enough. You got us. You caught us in broad daylight. There's nothing we can hate on, nothing we can say. Just have to say fair enough. Because that was emphatic. That was bombastic. That was elephantastic. That was dramatic. 5-1 Arsenal win at home to Manchester City. Listen, that first half, it was a bit more nip and tuck. You know, it was a little bit more cagey in some ways. The press was relentless. They were energetic. They were after them. They really wanted to stay on Liverpool's coattails, so you could see the energy. Man City, we know the drop-off. We know the decline. We know the lack of legs in the midfield. But they were still in it. They were still alive and well and kicking. But my goodness gracious me, what we witnessed in the second half was absolutely disgusting. The demolition job. I mean, listen. First of all, the wonderkids rise. Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri. I know he only came on for a couple of minutes at the end, but he was class with that finish, with that whip. Yeah, that's Iron Robin on that right-hand side at this point, the amount of times he puts it into the far corner. I was absolutely, and this is from a non-biased, analytical point of view of just not, take my Chelsea hat off, take my Arsenal hatred hat off. I'm just saying, Nwaneri should be starting these games. He's ready to. You've seen the proof in the pudding with Nwaneri, with Lewis Skelly, sorry. The way that he commands the pitch, the way that he's aggressive, the way that he's able to use his body to move and allow Haaland to, you know, go behind him and allow the ball to go past him on the defensive, the tackles, the duels that he wins, the ball carrying ability to drive and surge through the pitch. Nwaneri is showing exactly the same level of quality and ambition and drive and daring, you know, unpredictability on that on when he comes to the pitch. When he steps onto the football pitch, he is dribbling past players. He is taking shots. He is playing like the level required to be an Arsenal footballer, but he doesn't start. So I was annoyed with that at the beginning. I'm not going to lie, because like I said, unbiased. When I take that Chelsea hat off, I'm just screaming out for players that are ready to play, regardless of age. So we're talking about that first few minutes, right? Arsenal, they go 1-0 up inside a couple of minutes because Akanji and Manchester City are playing out from the back stupidly, foolishly, yeah? Arrogantly, just trying to ping it and pass it out the back. They're caught. Havertz makes the right decision. He says, I'm not going to be the villain today. Squares it for Odegaard, 1-0. I have fallen to my knees, okay? I know I'm used to making reviews on Arsenal when they drop points, when they lose. I'm here to make amends. I have fallen to my knees. I'm devastated. I'll be honest, I'm absolutely devastated. Yes, people will say, you're a Chelsea fan. You should want Man City to lose. You're going for the top 4. I couldn't honestly compute that at the time. All I know is that my London rivals that I have disgust for, I have dismay for, I want them to lose at all costs. And they have scored inside a couple of minutes. Odegaard tapping. I'm fuming with Manchester City because it's exactly the same thing we did with them last week. We got that early goal too, but we didn't capitalise, but we didn't get to fantasise. We didn't get to enjoy. You guys did. So they're 1-0 up inside a couple of minutes. And the game goes on and on. And we know Arsenal, they like to manage things. They like to get a little bit cautious, a little bit conservative. You know, they have another opportunity with Havertz. It's a disgusting effort on goal. You have all the time in the world, all the space in the world. You can pick all corners. If you want a top corner, Luis Suarez, nutmeg, David Luiz again, you know, you go for it. You want a bottom corner, you want either bottom corner, both top corners, go for it. Keeper's flat-footed on his backside. Nobody's closing you down. He doesn't take the opportunity. I'm singing from the top of my lungs. I'm screaming from the top of my lungs because I am collecting these W's. I am collecting these wins. I am making it clear once again that I was correct on the Kingdom Kai. But unfortunately, Manchester City did not rise enough for me today because, listen, you may have got your equaliser. It's a great cross from Savinho. It's a great header from Haaland on Saliba on the wrong side. I thought Foden was poor today. You're not in the game. You're not taking this Man City team by the balls. You've been gifted David Silva to guide you, to almost, you know, learn from, to take notes. You haven't gone out on loan. You've had you have De Bruyne now. De Bruyne has been there to look after you, to guide you, to give you food, water, drink. whatever you wish. You haven't taken the opportunity. You haven't risen. Now the team is yours. Now the keys have been given. Unlock the door. You don't do it. You're playing on that right flank, but you're basically playing as a 10 because you're so inside the field. You're not connecting the midfield to the attack. We're seeing new signings coming in and making more impact, right? So I'm fuming. But back onto Arsenal, because after that 1-1, of course I'm licking my lips. Yes, I could do with some Vaseline, but I'm getting excited. I'm thinking, rah, we might be in. We might be involved. No, Arsenal, Foden. The man of the moment, giving the ball to Partey for absolutely no reason and just allowing him to have that effort on goal because he's just played it straight into him and it's deflecting this in the back of the net 2-1. I didn't even get a 3-minute period to enjoy that. I didn't even get a 3-minute period to revish in Arsenal's ruins. And then we're talking about just utter unnecessary dismantling of Manchester City now. We're talking about Lewis Skelly, who's having a great game, right? I thought Martinelli wasn't really what you needed on that right-hand side. Of course, you're missing Saka. I think Trossard was decent today. Havertz obviously missed that opportunity. I think Odegaard, even with the goal, not really that great. Rice, fantastic. Partey in the midfield, very good. Obviously gets his goal. But then we're looking at Lewis Skelly. Putting it on target. Keeper maybe should do better, but it goes into the top corner. And the celebration, considering Hairline, and this is where we talk about players. We talk about he is him. We talk about players retaliating. Players that have been in previous squabbles. I won't call it beef because, as I said, Man City have done a four-peat. Man City have won a Champions League, world champions. It's not a beef. It's not a rivalry, in my opinion, because you have not been competitive with them. But it is a squabble. It is a disagreement, a disgruntle. Well, it was clearly settled with Lewis Skelly doing the meditation celebration and with Gabriel running at Hairline, obviously, after the first goal and looking at him and pointing. And obviously, Hairline got to do his strut and his stroll. But when man them is meditating on you, when you said you didn't even know who he was, you didn't even know he was formed and conceived. You said he was a fetus, unknown, like Football Manager when you got the blank profile on the screen. Yeah, you're going to have to hold that. I'll be real. That celebration from Lewis Skelly was better than the goal itself. It was cold. Even from a rival, someone that has no interest in Arsenal doing well, someone that has no stocks in this. I even had to say, do you know what? Fair enough. That's the kind of shithousery and bollocks that you want to see from your academy graduate. That's the kind of celebration you want to see in a big game. And then we go on and we see Havertz obviously make it 4. Fair enough. You've missed a massive chance, but you're there to do a dunking. You're there to do a drumming. And then we get Nwaneri obviously off the bench, off the right-hand side, cuts in and puts it in the far corner. Ortega's not even bothered diving. He said, you know what? The day is done. Yeah? Sunday is a day of rest. I'm a holy man. I'm a faithful man. Let's get the job. Let's just go home. Let's go home. Service is resumed. Let's leave. So, listen, Arsenal, I wasn't happy with that 5-1. I'm not going to lie. That was not what I signed up for. I signed up for some sort of upset, some sort of title race, implosion, ending. But you managed to do your thing. And I have to say, very well played. Very well played. It was impressive. Obviously, from a physical press standpoint, you had them in the first half. I don't think from a technical level, Arsenal were particularly incredible, but neither were Manchester City, right? Man City, obviously, they were passive. They were slow. They were keeping the ball very safe with their passes because they didn't want to be exposed on the transition. And then once the game opens up and both teams are really trying to go for it, Arsenal are now showing their class and showing their ability. I guess I can take a silver lining out of it because obviously this means Man City are right back in my grip, in my hands. I can see them again. I can claw at them. But yeah, what I've taken away from that is A, the celebrations and the shithousery, and B, the absolute audacity of leaving out Nwaneri and these wonder kids. These hell end 2 star boys here, regardless of who you support, you must respect. 2 of the best. Well, listen, Lewis Skelly, one of the best on the pitch with Rice, with the 2 centre-backs. Saliba, obviously, for the header, you have to dock marks. Raya, world-class save. Timber, Just, yeah, the back part of the pitch for Arsenal's there. The front part, like I said, Trossard tried his best. He showed a little bit of graft, determination and grit, but there's a lot to improve. But they got the goals. They absolutely smashed them, so who am I to speak? Yeah, Arsenal, do I think they're going to win the league? No. Do I think Man City are going to miss out on top four? No. I still think things are pretty much as they were before this game. But if you want to stay humble here, if you want to respond to what happened at the Etihad, there is no better way than an emphatic display. And that's exactly what they did. But yeah, hopefully Liverpool still handle business. Guys, you let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. I thought there was so many storylines, so many subplots, so many performances, so much going on that I just could not speak about it. I had to say something because, yeah, that was a lot today. There was a lot going on. So, yeah, smash up the likes, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace.